Hi, everybody.
Hello there.
I'm Jerry.
And I'm Linda, and this is Gizmo.
We're the Newcomers, and we are in frigid Central Florida. Nobody told me it was going to be like this.
I cannot believe how cold it is.
The frost is on the pumpkin, and the fodder's in the shock.
What are you saying?
I don't know. What does that even mean? But it's cold down here. Mm-hmm. People are panicking. The plants, we heard the plants talking outside. They're terrified of this weather. We'll have to see. We've kind of gone to a policy where if the frost kills our plants, then they didn't deserve to be there in the first place. We're going to replace them with things that'll tolerate, because it gets cold here a couple of days a year.
Yeah, it's gonna do some damage to some plants. And you know what? I hear there's strawberry picking time. What's going to happen to those strawberries?
What's up with that? Why? I want to put my gloves on. That's cold. I don't know about you. What's up with the strawberries in December? In Indiana, we had the best strawberries in the world.
That was May.
There's a little place called Starlight, Indiana, and they had the strawberry festival, didn't they?
Man,
and they would have a strawberry queen, and it was great. Yeah. In May, late May, and those were great strawberries. 2 weeks, maybe, boom, they're gone.
Right.
So what's up with December?
I don't know.
Anyway, we got a big show for you today. It's our last Mailbag Monday for the 2022 year.
Oh, then we got to get used to writing 2023 every year. Oh my gosh.
Are you guys like me? Do you ever make a mistake on that? I swear to goodness, I wrote 1997 on a check the other day. I don't know what was up with that.
What was that year all about?
People don't even use checks anymore, do they?
What's happening here?
My glove's falling apart. That's how we don't use it enough. I'm getting.
His glove is rotting, and all the leather is all over the table.
Pleather.
Oh my goodness sakes! Well, all of our kids and grandkids have been here for Christmas, and we have had a wonderful time.
We're enjoying it. We're still down one kid though, and he's supposed to come maybe day after tomorrow. Yeah. But we've had our oldest with 5 grandchildren here. And we're still repairing things around the house. I'm just kidding. We love to have them. They are rambunctious, you might say. And our middle son with his wife, we're here with their baby, Winnie. Winnie is so cute. We're babysitting her right now. In fact, she's asleep in the other room. Yeah, got that.
Yeah.
But we hope you have a great holiday. We sure have. And today we've got some big stories for you.
You know, it has been cold. We've been talking about the weather, but it has also been cold in the other parts of the country. Wisconsin, Minnesota, Indiana, Ohio, and the roads have been very bad, and we have seen evidences of wrecks and on the news.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
Our buddy Mike, I'm just enjoying this so much. He had to go home to Minnesota for a couple weeks. He got there, and it's -10 with a wind chill of -26 or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
That's unbearable.
That is bone chilling.
Yes, it is.
That's bone chilling. We're going to find out, too, if our animals are in danger here.
Yeah, animals like this.
Aww.
We have a letter concerning that. Somebody's afraid. And do things slow down here when the temperatures drop? You know, it's a very active community. Does it stay active? No, not.
And how come so many of the gate arms are down? Will my golf cart get stuck in the tunnel?
And people have asked to see some of our woodworking from our past life, and we're going to show you a little bit of that. All that more right here. Hit it, Wally.
Send us your questions, we've got your answers. Jerry and Linda's Mailbag Monday.
Well, we're back in our normal attire. Linda selects these for us, by the way.
I like to color coordinate. We don't have the same color, 2 shirts this color, 2 shirts this color, but
right.
I like the V-neck.
I don't like the V-neck.
Why not?
I don't know. And some of you are wondering why we're long sleeves. Well, I think it looks cool. And it protects you all against the nipple factor.
Well, okay. TMI. Also, we need to investigate some long sleeve shirts more.
We'll investigate that.
And yeah, we should. Well, we went to see Rocky and the Rollers this last week, and boy, was that a great show. And they had the Lady Legends. It was fantastic.
We're really good. These 3 ladies were featured that had big hits, and I recognized all those songs, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
And they had a little bit of a sing-along and even a dance along there for a while.
Yeah. Yep.
Made me nervous.
Yeah, they were dancing. Oh. And there's another show coming up on January 4th. It's Herman Hermits, right?
Yeah, well, you know what's not coming up?
What?
Scooter's Pajama Bash was canceled. They did not have it on Christmas Eve.
Yeah,
we were looking forward to that. I decided to wear my, I've got some red one, I got a red one piece.
Oh, no. I'm kind of glad he canceled.
It's got a little flap in the back.
I am really glad he canceled.
But they canceled because we told you it's cold. I was reminded of something the other day. I was in a store, and let me know if this has happened to you. And this guy's on the store. We're buying last minute stocking stuffers.
Oh, yeah.
Ollie's bargain outlet.
Yeah. Do y'all ever do that? Wait till the very last
Big
minute,
spender.
2 or 3 days before Christmas. Oh, I got to get one more thing.
And this guy's walking up and down the hall. Yeah, we're going to get a turkey, and I got to get that deep fryer ready, and we're going to do that. What are y'all going to do? I don't know. They talk like they're the only person in the store.
Yeah.
Or you're in a waiting room and somebody talks.
Yes. I've
I hate
had
that.
happen.
I would be so self-conscious.
Me too. Yeah.
What do y'all think of that? Does it bother you?
Yeah.
I was in a movie, this more than once, but one time especially. Lady behind me, she's got a kid, he's maybe 4 or 5 years old. Look, Bobby, that's a horse. That man's going to ride that horse.
Oh, narrating all
Narrating the entire movie.
No.
You know, I told you about Larry David and Curb Your Enthusiasm. That's when it comes out of me. I want to straighten her out so bad.
Steam come out your ears?
Yeah. But that's one thing, you know, we had a question last week about meeting people and do we feel funny that we're recognizable and all that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. The thing it's done for me is it's calmed me down a notch, don't you think?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't get road rage anymore because I'm afraid who will see me.
He's behaving himself a lot more.
I'm trying to. I really do try. I'm trying to be a good boy because I don't want to let you down.
But he will honk at those people that text and drive. And
Oh.
he will do that every single time.
I know some of you helped me out. We were going to do a show on pet peeves, and I still have a stack of them this big.
We do.
But I'm unsure how to deliver them to you. You don't want to hear me just read, so I'd like to have a person tell you about the pet peeves. But for sure, one of mine is texting drivers. Mm-hmm. And if I look over and you're texting, I'm going to make face at you.
Yeah, he will. Text. He will sneer.
You're
he will
taking.
honk his horn.
It's enough. It's enough. You will take some. You're taking somebody else's life into your hands when you're texting and driving. It's too hard to drive here when you're paying attention, much less when you're texting. You agree with that?
Mm-hmm. It's time for our shout outs.
John and Verena. You don't hear that name all the time, do you?
Not hear that name. It's beautiful.
They live in Alaska. And they also have a home in Case and Hammock. And they sent us these pictures of Mendenhall Glacier. I've been to Alaska 3 times. It's spectacular. You've been once.
I have been once. We have seen the glaciers, and they're blue. They're like this color.
Really
It's
beautiful.
Gorgeous.
Well, thank you for sending those, and congratulations on your new home. Norbert Kerbers from Minnesota. And he lives in the village of Poinciana. That's him and Lynn Polsky. She lives in Liberty Park. We ran into them at that show that we took in at the Savannah Center last week. Right. Real nice folks.
This is Nancy Dooley. I met her at Bargains and Blessings. I meet a lot of people at Bargains and Blessings. And if you ever want to see me there, I'm usually there on the 1st and the 3rd Friday mornings of the month. No?
No, it's fine, but you get bombarded when you're over there.
I do. Well, it gets them to come in to buy things. See, I want them to come in and buy things.
Okay.
And she and her husband Ron have been here 4 times to visit the villages.
Well, they should know what they're doing by now.
Yeah, they should.
And just a little shout out. We don't have a picture to go along with it for Nareda. She was our cashier at Walmart.
Oh, she is a great cashier.
Yeah, really good job. And best of all, they had cashiers at Walmart the other day. Uh-huh. Remember, we went in last week. We had to do it all ourselves, 2 whole carts full.
That's
so
true. Thanks,
Nareda. You're a fun cashier, and we're glad that you're watching. Time for our Viewer of the Week. Our viewers of the week are Janet and Steve Fawbush. We met them a couple of years ago. Linda says we went over to wish them a happy birthday, but I can't remember that. I tell you, we're meeting so many people these days that it's embarrassing when they say, remember we met you over at the town's... No, I'm sorry, ma'am. Or Linda does. She goes, "Oh yes, yes." But we do enjoy meeting everybody. But Steve and Janet are just lovely people.
Very special. Yeah, and she's got a connection with some peanut brittle people making people. Oh my God.
She is
amazing.
a very nice person that gives back through charities at her local church,
Yes.
and we want to make them our viewers of the week.
This is Steve and Donna from Springboro, Ohio. And they say they got the $500,000 kiss.
Yeah, boy.
You know what that means?
Mm-hmm.
They bought a home in the village of Richmond. And they're going to be frogs and close on their house January 3rd.
Do you know what a frog is? You know, you've got your snowbirds, and you've got your snowflakes, and you've got your frogs. And the frogs are the people that come here to live until they croak. If you remember a while back, our neighbor Cindy, she lives over here in the village close. She told us that she was a contestant on The Price is Right, but she couldn't tell us exactly how she did because you have to sign all sorts of disclosures, and promise not to reveal, or I guess you lose your prizes and get in trouble.
That'd be awful.
Yeah. Well, she told us she did finish that, and it was aired, and she won a all-expense-paid trip for two to Chicago.
I hope it wasn't in the wintertime.
Right. Boy, wait. Yeah, don't go right now. But thank you for sending that. And since that show where we told you about her in the beginning that we would come to you later, we've had at least 2 other people send us links to the time they were on the show, and that's fun to see.
Yeah, it really is.
On a side note, from going to The Price is Right, we've actually been to a couple of game shows and television shows for that matter. We went to Jeopardy, which was fun. We got to chat with Alex Trebek a little bit. And we went to the Rachel Ray show. That was a humiliating and degrading experience. We'll tell you about another time.
Not Rachel Ray.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought it was The View.
No, remember Rachel Ray? They made us.
Yeah.
I'll tell you later about that one.
Okay.
And we did go to The View. Believe it or not, The View. I went to the restroom when I was there, and I went to the men's restroom, and it looked like I was the only man that had ever been in that restroom. You get in that show, and there are women everywhere, and there's fire in their eyes. But we've seen people. Oh, well, we also went to what's the girl's name you like so much?
Kelly Ripa.
Yeah, Kelly Ripa and Michael Strahan.
Michael Strahan was
We
with her
saw
at that
them.
time, and Kelly came over and talked to me, and it was wonderful.
Yeah, it was good. So we really I love New York. I love to go up there and look around and
see the plays. Oh my gosh, it was a fantastic time.
Y'all ever watch Game of Thrones? Yeah. On Game of Thrones, there's a hero, Jon Snow. We bumped into him on the street one time. Yes. That was fun.
Yeah.
He said, "Hey, aren't you Jerry and Linda?" And we said, "Yeah." I said, "You're Jon Snow." And he said, "Well, Kit Harington, but yeah, thanks." So we gave him an autograph, and off we went.
That did not happen. That did not happen.
We did see him, though.
We did see him.
We did see him.
This is Ashley in Kentucky, and she sent a picture of her dad, David, and we had the pleasure of meeting him at the anniversary party last week.
Mary and John McCardle live in Citrus Grove. Mary wrote to us and said that John's birthday is tomorrow, December 27th, and she asked us to wish him a very happy birthday, and we do, and we wish both of you a wonderful new year.
That's right.
Our first question today is from Tim and Clara. They live in Raleigh, North Carolina. That's the site of the old fictional Andy Griffith show.
Oh, yay.
Yeah, I think Mayberry's kind of, because they talk about Raleigh on the
They
Andy
do.
Mayberry
I
show.
that.
Yeah, I love that show.
That's a good
TV's not what it used to be, is it? He says, we know it gets cold in north central Florida, where you live. When that happens, does activity stop? Water aerobics, walking, biking, pickleball, etc.?
Well, I tell you about water aerobics. We do still have water aerobics when it gets down to 60 degrees. So, and if you do go when it's 60 degrees, a lot of people wear those water suits, those vests that zip up and, keep you warm, have an extra layer. And
I should have got you one of those for Christmas.
Should I? Well, anyway, because I probably won't go when it's that cold. But the water is 83 degrees supposed to be, but when you get out, the wind chill is so bad you can't wait to get to your towel or your big bathrobes. A lot of people wear the big, thick bathrobes too, and go to the water aerobics in their bath with their bathrobes on. pretty nice. But
The pools are heated. The pools are heated to about 83 degrees.
Yeah.
So once you get in, you're in good shape. They do still play water volleyball every day. Unless they close the facility for some reason.
Yeah.
Because we told you Scooter's Bash was closed down in Brownwood, and sometimes they do close things. Golf courses stay open most of the time. They had, though, this past week, several courses were closed until 11 a.m. for play because they didn't want to damage there's frost on the ground, and they didn't want people to drive on it or trample it.
And I assume people still play pickleball. They just wear layers, maybe, or
Sure they do.
the long sweatpants.
And people still walk. They'll get up and walk. They get up early. They'll put what clothes like we showed you earlier that they still have, and they'll go out and walk. So still a pretty active place, but I think every place slows down when it gets super cold.
Right. This is from Pete Celeberti. I hope I said that right, Pete.
That's pretty good. I think I'm going to guess. Pete, let us know. Celeberti.
Ooh, that sounds so nice. Florida attracts many predators like alligators, boas, and pythons, and eagles. I think Gizmo is a little bigger than Lucky, but you are concerned about Gizmo's safety when he's outside? Do you let him run around in your yard? Do you take any special precautions when walking him? Well, I'm not too concerned. He's about 15 pounds. He seems to be heavy, but I'm not sure what an eagle can carry.
No. An eagle cannot carry this guy. No, but their talons could sure take a chunk out of him.
That's true.
They couldn't, but a bobcat could kill him, and a coyote could kill him.
I was walking a week and a half ago, I believe, and there was a couple that was coming at me walking, and they said they started pointing and warning me, watch out for your little dog. There's a big hawk over there, and he really looks like he's gonna go start flying or whatever. So I looked over, and sure enough, this hawk was a massive hawk. And I started walking, and I said, oh no, I don't think they can pick up Gizmo. So I started walking, but I kept looking over my shoulder, and sure enough, that hawk started getting his wings out, and then he flew, and I was like in panic mode, but he landed down on the grass to get something, so I was glad about that. But yeah, I had my eye open.
You know, it's fun if you look on YouTube and you Google eagles attacking humans. There's all kinds of computer-generated ones that show them picking up babies and flying away.
Yeah.
It's just too much weight for them to get airborne again. But it could hurt a dog for sure.
Yeah. Well, one of those whippoorwills, mockingbirds. They will build nests in the springtime in trees. And we were walking last spring, and all of a sudden, one of those mockingbirds came down and dive-bombed Gizmo. And I thought, what? And I guess we got close to a nest, and we hurried.
Soaring Eagle North is a neighborhood about a mile from here, and they've got reports of a bobcat that's been roaming the neighborhood recently. Yeah.
Okay.
We haven't heard any reports, and I don't want to put the fear and have people against bobcats. I don't think they've heard anything, but they could. Bobcat is not like a mountain lion. It's much smaller. Yeah. But it's a fierce little predator that goes around looking for rabbits and mice and any birds they can catch, things like that.
Yeah.
Kathy from Rhode Island writes, I recently heard that the golf cart tunnels in the villages are not all the same height. Is that true? Is it true that some of them, the golf carts, get scraped up? Is there some type of warning that the clearance in that particular tunnel is low? That's a good question. I noticed that when we've taken some drives, that some of the tunnels are lower. And you know that we have that blow-up kayak.
Yeah.
And I will put it on top of the cart and drive to places that we go. Now, the places that I go most often, there are no tunnels at all. But I have taken it through tunnels before, and you have to be really, really careful. If you go to districtgov.org, you can see the address there, look for cart tunnel information. It has a chart. You can see the chart here. And that chart tells you the height both on the sides and in the middle of each tunnel.
Oh, really?
And I was really surprised when I looked at that chart that one of the very lowest tunnels is one of the newest tunnels.
Really?
Oh.
I think that those heights are determined by the road that they're going under and the type of ground underneath maybe, but they could only get a certain amount. So go to that website, look it up, measure your cart. you should be okay. People go through those tunnels every single day. And another question we get is, we've got a souped up cart. We've got it jacked up a little bit. You know, maybe they have air shocks on it or the bigger tires than normal. I'll bet you if you have it jacked up too much, there are some tunnels that would give you trouble. But check out that website. It's a big help.
This is from Gary. Have you ever met the developer?
I assume you're talking about the developing family. You know, Harold Schwartz began the Villages almost 40 years ago. And his family is now the Morse family. And have we met them? And the answer to that would be no, we have not. We have never been face to face with any member of the Morse family. But we have talked to them on the phone on a few occasions, and they are just as nice and cooperative as can be. So all of our dealings with the family have been very positive, and we like them, and we're looking forward to the time we get to meet them.
This is over. Did I get one?
Oopsie. Oops. Ba, 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 doo, ba, 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 doo. Did you forget what we're doing?
I did.
We're doing Viewer of the Week.
Ah! Back up.
My throat's frozen. Very nice people. I said very nice people. Let's start that all again.
Yes, okay.
Where am I?
Right here, number one.
Okay.
Testing, 1, 2, 3, testing.
And my lights are blinding me today. Here's a question I probably should have brought up 2 questions ago. Bob from Tampa asks, just wondering, do you think the Villages would allow a Thailand-type tuk-tuk on the cart paths? Or anyone I can contact? I spent some time in Thailand and I love these things. I may try to buy one or build one.
Well, I hope you're going to show a picture of a tuk-tuk because we don't know what a tuk-tuk is.
A tuk-tuk is like a motorized rickshaw kind of deal where somebody in front drives it and passengers in the back.
Okay.
Which I did call and talk to the Villages about this. But I didn't have to because just like I told you, districtgov.org, if you go to the right side, again, near the tunnel information, there's a multimodal path section that tells you exactly what's allowed and what is not allowed. And the short answer is no, that would not be allowed on the multimodal trails because you would need a license to drive it. If it was a bicycle, you know, you could have one and use it on the trails. In fact, she is now the proud recipient of a tuk-tuk style bicycle. We have not put it together yet. We're going to put that together. It's an e-bike. And a company contacted us and said, hey, would you be interested in? The garage is tight. We got to, but when I found out it was a 3-wheeler, she's not going to tip over. She's going to be safe. We're going to bring that to you on a future show. Go to that website and look at it, and you'll find that licensed vehicles cannot be on the multimodal. No ATVs, no motorcycles, no motor scooters, just foot traffic, bicycle traffic, and golf carts.
This is from Bob and Joyce. We have been numerous locations where these gate arms are broken off, and it seems to be quite often. So our questions are, who repairs those when they are damaged?
It's a great question, and if you live here in the Villages, you have noticed. Now, the first 3.5 years we lived here, if you found one broken off, which happens, you know, they go up and they go down, and sometimes cars try to squeeze through 2 people through. If it comes down, you hit it. It's got a mechanism, boom, it breaks off. It's $250 fine, we understand.
Yikes.
And they fix it like that. It wouldn't be down a day.
No.
Now they're down for weeks. And we stopped and we actually asked someone, what is up? Why are these, instead of the gate now, there's a stop sign. It's not permanent, it's temporary. They're waiting to get that gate fixed. They said a new company has taken over the maintenance of all the gates, and they are not as quick as the other company.
Whoopsie.
Yeah. Every one of the gates, supposedly, has a camera that is filming that gate.
Right.
And when it's broken off, some drivers may get the urge to just flee the scene, but they'll be able to find you. They should be able to find you by looking at that camera, and they'll figure it out, and you'll pay a fine, and it'll have to be replaced. But it's not being replaced very quickly, which is not like the villages. They are quick. After hurricanes come through, this place is cleaned up quick.
Yeah.
When things are broken, they are fixed quickly. And this is not being done quickly. We'll see what happens.
This is from Tammy and Greg. Do people still give business cards when meeting new friends? And can you show us some? Well, I don't think we can show anybody else's cards, but we do have cards, and we did quite a bit when we first got here, and we still get a few.
It's common. People will carry those when you go to a party or just bump into people and you meet them and you want to meet again. They pull out a card and give it to you.
Yeah.
Not everybody,
No.
but some.
You know, it kind of helped when we first moved here because we got into the neighborhood and people, we went to a social and some cards were exchanged. And that's nice because you'll have, you know, people in your neighborhood and you can have a phone number close by of someone. But you know, when you connect with somebody, you say, hey, let's go play pickleball, or I'll meet you and we'll go play bocce. So, and exchange your cards. And it's really nice to do that.
They usually put a picture of themselves on it to help your memory. That helps us a little bit
Yeah,
too.
it does.
Yeah. Doug Tate writes, I enjoyed seeing the video where you had made so many different wood boxes. I also liked it when you recently showed the new woodworking shop where you're a member. Will there be any upcoming videos from the shop? Also, will you be showing some of your new woodwork creations? No, I'm not going to be videoing anything from the wood shop because it's, you know, people in there using tools is dangerous and probably won't show you any. You can always refer back to that wood shop video. As far as my creations, I bought a lathe. I have a lathe here in my garage. My specialty now, I really like to make wooden magic wands for the children.
Yeah.
And each wand has its own different power. And you know, you can get the cloak of invisibility, or you can get super speed, or whatever.
Yeah.
Or read minds.
Or husband, wash the dishes.
Washing the dishes. But I like to make those, and you can see some of my creations. Have been scrolling while we're talking here. I made them all. She put the purdy on them. She put the shellac or the varnish or the tongue oil or whatever it took, polyurethane, and she's the secret weapon in many ways.
This is from Shelley and Scooter from Pittsburgh. We see pictures of people wearing those cool t-shirts with Linda and Jerry on them. How can we get one? Do you sell them? We wish we had thought of this in time for Christmas.
Thanks for the question.
Oh, that was nice.
We don't sell them.
No.
We've had a couple of different providers. One of them retired, sold his business, and moved to the villages, and he made lots of our shirts for us. But since then, we have agreed to allow a lady that lives in Idaho, her name is Kim. She has a business called Garments of Praise, so she makes them and sells them. We don't get a penny. We never have. We have never received 1 cent from the sale of a t-shirt, but we sure do enjoy it when you send in pictures with the shirts in them, and it's just so cool to bump into somebody in public, and it's a good thing. If you want a shirt, you can go to Etsy. You know what Etsy is. ETSY.com. And in the search bar, type in Jerry and Linda t-shirts, and you'll come to Garments of Praise, and you can look at them and you can order them. And she's very easy to work with, and we really like her. And again, it makes us happy when we see you wearing them. Lucille writes, is it true that a lot of people rent out their homes now? Do they do that by you? And if so, is it okay or annoying? Oh, I get what you mean. She says, do they do it by us where we live? I thought she meant, do we rent them out? Hey, we got a house over here on Oracle Avenue for rent, ladies and gentlemen. Put up a bid. No. As a matter of fact, there is a home here that's for rent on a pretty regular basis. It has been no problem whatsoever to us. Of course, you know I don't like street parking. Once in a while, people park on the street for short periods of time. Because we had somebody park in our street one time, and they backed the car up, and they bumped into something.
Got bumped.
So it's not a problem here. We don't know if it's a problem in a lot of places or not. We do know that a lot of people that are 50 or 52 or 54 that are still working may buy a house
Yeah.
and enable to have their house up yonder, and down here, they have to rent this one out. So there are some rentals, but you have to rent them to people that are in the proper age group, and
Yeah.
there are some rules and stipulations. I don't know what they are.
Yeah, they're usually by month.
Are they? I hope they're at least a month.
Yeah.
We agree with you. Too many rentals would kind of upset. You know, the people that own the homes are not here to take care of the homes, and the grass and the maintenance and that kind of thing sometimes is an issue, but not in our case and not in our immediate location. All right, buddy, let's get up here. You know, it's time to go to work. You've been sleeping all day. It's time for you. Do you have a segment for us today? He said he does. Take it away, Gizzy.
Hey everybody, happy holidays! Here's a holiday joke for you. Do you know how good King Wenceslas likes his pizza? Deep and crisp and even. Deep pan, crisp and even. Mom and Dad went shopping for a new sofa. They found one they liked. It was real pretty. And the guy said it would seat 4 people with no problems. And they didn't buy it because Dad said he didn't know 4 people with no problems. I want to thank everybody for watching me and laughing at my jokes. And you sent me in some great jokes, and well, I just love every one of you. And Dad forgot to tell you, but he said to tell me to let you know that we love to get your pictures. Love to get your pictures. Just make sure you shoot them in landscape format, and they're nice and crisp and clean, and he can use them and put them on Mailbag Monday. And we love it. And everybody, you have a safe New Year, and we'll see you next week.
Good job, buddy. Good job. Where do you come up with those jokes? We know where he comes up with them. Thank you all for sending them in. He really appreciates it. That's going to do it for this week's edition of
Mailbag Monday.
Happy Holidays, everyone. We hope you enjoyed our show today, and we hope that you have a safe and prosperous New Year.
Please stay safe out there when you're driving late at night on New Year's, and be careful.
Don't drink too much alcohol.
If you haven't done so yet, please subscribe to our channel and like us on Facebook.
If you look right here, see it right there? You're going to see a link to our most popular show of all time. Click on that if you want to see it.
Until next time.
See you when you get here.